Clerics tell them for a state government to enforce HIV status before marriage. Cooks have been assured of their payment soon by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. Lagos government announces 2 billion naira relief fund for victims of Abule Ade explosion. On business, First Bank in merger talks with local and foreign banks. And on the international scene, Liberia confirms first case of coronavirus. Welcome to Standard Voice Television News. My name is Samira Ibrahim. Now the news in full. Islamic schools in Zamfara State have appealed to the state government to enforce law that will compel any couple wishing to get married to present HIV test certificates. Speaking during a one-day seminar for Islamic preachers organized by the Joint Youth Islamic Organizations in Gusau, the participants lamented the increasing cases of HIV/AIDS and urged the state government to make it mandatory for any couple wishing to get married to go for the test. One of the participants, Mala Ahmed Kanuma, stressed that it was religiously permitted for both the man and the woman to know the health status of each other before getting married. The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development has assured cooks engaged in the National Home Group School Feeding Program, whose payments were delayed due to a change in payment platform, will soon be paid. Reacting to complaints of delayed payment by cooks in some states of the Federation, including Zamfara State, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadia Umar Farouk, said that the delayed payment arose from migrating the payment process from Remita to the Government Integrated Financial Management Information System. The minister explained further in a press release that the Government Integrated Financial Management Information System is an IT-based system being implemented by the federal government to enhance accountability and transparency in public financial management. The minister noted that the aggregators in the program have been paid along with the cooks that were captured by the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS), while payment is outstanding for cooks that were not captured by the NBS. Governor Aminu Waziri Tambol of Sokoto State has called on the people of the state to take advantage of the empowerment money of 20,000 naira being disbursed to them to engage in a sustainable business venture in order to increase their standard of living. According to him, the most useful antidote to poverty is for the man to engage in an enterprise that will make him realize his potentials instead of relying on handouts from the rich and the politicians. Special Advisor to the Governor on Media and Publicity, Muhammad Bello, said the Governor stated this Sunday in Raba and Binji local government areas while distributing 20,000 naira each to 1,000 people, male and female, in every local government area of the state. The program, bankrolled with 4 billion naira, was initiated by the Sokoto State government to assist needy persons in order to improve their living conditions by engaging in small businesses. Governor Tambol expressed dissatisfaction with the way some people in the state and other parts of the north have made begging a profession instead of them to utilize the many opportunities available to them to be enterprising. The governor noted that even Islam does not encourage idleness and dependency, both of which unfortunately have become the stock in trade of many people here. He charged them to take advantage of the money given to them so as to improve their businesses, even as he promised his administration will continue to bring out many policies that will empower the people in the state. He added that his administration will not relent in giving priority to agriculture, health, education, as well as effective service delivery in all sectors, reiterating that so far that various projects have been executed across the 23 local government areas of the state. In order to address certain security challenges in parts of the state, the governor said the government is working tirelessly in collaboration with security agencies for protecting lives and properties of the citizens. He urged the people to always report any suspicious character to the security agents, even as he admonished them to pray hard for the success of the present administration and sustenance of peace and stability in the state and the country in general. In his remarks, Deputy Governor Alhaji Munir Dan Iya thanked the governor for all the support and cooperation given to the ministry. The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja on Monday is set to hear the appeal filed by the suspended National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress (APC), Comrade Adams Oshomole, who is challenging his suspension by an Abuja High Court. The Abuja High Court, presided over by Justice Alami Sanchi, had granted an order of interlocutory injunction stopping Comrade Adams Oshomole from parading himself as the national chairman of the APC pending the hearing and determination of the suit seeking to give effect to the suspension order slammed on him by his ward in Edo State. The Lagos State government has announced 2 billion naira relief fund to the victims of the Abule Ado explosion in Amuwa Adofe local government area. The state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, made the announcement while addressing journalists at the scene of the explosion on Monday. Governor Sanwo-Olu added that the sum of 250 million naira will be released immediately and urged well-meaning Nigerians and organizations to contribute to the fund. The governor also announced that an investigative committee has been set up to look into the incident behind the explosion. The investigative committee will be headed by the Deputy Governor, Obafemi Hamzat. The committee has been given 2 weeks to do an extensive investigation into the cause of the incident and what needs to be done to ensure that this does not repeat itself again. Members of the committee include Commissioner for Special Duty as the co-chairman, Commissioner for Education, Commissioner for Finance, Commissioner for Environment, Permanent Secretary, the Ministry of Health, Permanent Secretary, Works and Infrastructure, the Commissioner of Police, or the Deputy Commissioner of Police will also be part of the committee. Others include the Senior Special Assistant on Security, Chairman of the Local Government, Representative of the CDC and CDA, Representative of St. Bethlehem Girls College, Commissioner for the Ministry of Fiscal Planning, Representative of the NNPC, National Emergency Management Authority (NEMA), and 2 representatives of the host community. Governor Sanwo-Olu also adds that he will be meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari later Monday to ask for his assistance. President Buhari had earlier on Sunday sympathized with victims of Abule Ado explosion, which he described as a Black Sunday. He sent condolences to the victims, their families, government, and the people of Lagos State. Muhammad Musa Fagengawo of the All Progressives Congress (APC) has won the Jigawa by-election after polling 48,318 votes. He is a son to the deceased member representing Garki Babura Federal Constituency, Fagengawo. The presiding officer, Professor Ahmed Shehu Kutama, made the declaration at the Coalition Center in Babura local government area on Sunday. According to him, Muhammad Adamu defeated Nasir Garba Dantiye of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), who scored 24,135 votes, and Bashir Umar of the Action Democratic Party (ADP), who got 458 votes. Earlier on, Danjuma Qasim of the All Progressives Congress (APC) emerged the winner of the rerun election for Rijau Magama Federal Constituency in Niger State. Qasim polled a total of 23,085 votes ahead of his closest rival, Alamu Emmanuel of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), who scored 16,812 votes. The candidate of Abga, Shehu Saleh Rijau, scored 8,670 votes. Announcing the results at the Coalition Center in Rijau, Professor Mohammed Abdullahi said Danjuma Qasim, having won the highest vote cast and fulfilled the requirements of the law, is declared winner and returned elected. The seat of Magama Rijau Federal Constituency in Niger State was declared vacant by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Bajabiamila, following the death of the member representing the constituency, Ja'faru Ilyasu, on December 2nd. Suspected kidnap kingpin Hamis Subala, also known as Wadume, was arraigned before Justice Binta Yanko at the Federal High Court Abuja on Sunday. The Nigerian police force arraigned the notorious kidnap suspect along with 18 others for terrorism, murder, kidnapping and possession of illegal arms. He arrived at the court alongside his co-defendant amidst tight security by the Inspector General of Police Intelligence Response Team. The police had on February 3, 2020 slammed a 18-count charge on the suspect. This was after Wadume was allegedly assisted to escape on August 6, 2019 by soldiers attached to Battalion 93, Takum led by Balarabe. Wadume escaped when the policemen who arrested him were attacked by the troops. 3 policemen and 2 civilians were killed during the incident, while 5 other police officers were injured. Wadume was rearrested 13 days later in his hideouts in Kano. The Kano State House of Assembly had suspended 5 of its members for 6 months in connection with last week's fracas in the House. The Speaker, Abdulaziz Gafassa, who announced the suspension of the members at the resumption of the House sitting, said the members were suspended for misconduct and violation of the rules of the House. Members suspended include Garba Kwarmai, representing Kunchi Tsanyawa constituency, Labaran Abdul Madari, representing Warawa constituency, Isiyaku Ali Danja, representing Gezawa constituency, Mohammed Bello, representing Rimin Gado Tofa constituency, and Salisu Ahmed Gomgozo, representing Kano municipal respectively. The Speaker said they behaved violently and even attempted to snatch away the mace in a clear attempt to sabotage the sitting of the House. Police and local security outfits have launched a manhunt for a man said to be in his 30s who reportedly defiled a 3-year-old girl in Adamawa State and fled. Residents of Gere Bonyo, a community in Gere local government area of central Adamawa zone where the incident took place, said on Sunday that vigilantes and hunters were searching for the man, while the state police spokesman, SDP Sulaiman Guroji, said his men were also looking for the suspect. A correspondent learned that the suspect, Adili Dan Alaji, had on March 10th punched on the 3-year-old girl and fled when the girl cried out in agony. He had inflicted third-degree injuries on the child, according to sources at the Federal Medical Center, Yola, where she was receiving medical attention. It was learned that the suspect was an errand boy in the house of the girl's father and used the opportunity of his closeness to the family to sexually assault the daughter of his master. The father of the minor, who was initially reluctant to bring the perpetrator to justice for fear of exposing the family to negative publicity, is said to have yielded to pressure and is in support of tracing the runaway suspect. Police spokesman SDP Suleiman said the case was reported and necessary steps were being taken to address it. SDP Suleiman said the matter was reported to the police and they are going after the suspect because he escaped immediately after the act. The PPRO said men of the command are doing everything possible to apprehend the suspect. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back on Business. Over to Rita.
Hello, welcome to Standard Voice Business Update. First Bank PLC may have opened major talk with some other Nigerian and foreign banks ahead of the banking industry recapitalization plan of the Central Bank of Nigeria. The bank says, similar to other Nigerian banks, it will continue to scan sub-Saharan Africa in general for potential acquisitions. The FBN Holding PLC, in a statement obtained from the Nigeria Stock Exchange, explained that in line with Rule 17.10 of the Rulebook of the Exchange 2015, recent events in the banking industry have thrown up merger and acquisition opportunities for bank. The statement was signed by the company secretary, Sani Kosoko, The group stated that it was therefore not expected that analysts could continue to share viewpoints about the evaluation or potential consolidation in the Nigerian banking industry. It said there will always be speculations on First Bank involvement on account of its size, liquidity, systemic importance, and historical support in backstopping the industry. Inorganic growth remains a strategic consideration for all financial institutions, but from First Bank perspective, will only be considered when its value are accretive to shareholders and other key stakeholders. ABN Holding plc is mindful of its responsibility as a parent board listed company and will make appropriate disclosure should it find such value. The bank was said to have started making moves to merge with Heritage Bank and Polaris Bank. The Central Bank of Nigeria Governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, in June last year, during the unveiling of his agenda, said that the recapitalization of bank had become imperative as a current capital could no longer finance large transactions. He has said that the drop in the value of the naira to the dollar had weakened the capitals of bank. The Apas Bank boss had recalled that in 2004, when the bank last asked to recapitalize, the value of a dollar to naira was about 100 naira. This, according to him, meant that the 25 billion naira capital base of bank when translated into the dollars about $250 million. However, the governor said due to the drop in the value of the nation currency, now exchanging for about 360 naira to a dollar, the translated value of 215 billion naira is just about $75 million. He said, in the next 5 years, they intend to pursue a program of recapitalizing the banking industry so as to position Nigeria Bank among the top 500 in the world. And that is all on Business Desk. Until I come your way again, I'm Augaya Rita.
And on the international scene, Liberia announced its first case of novel coronavirus on Monday, becoming the 27th African country to confirm the illness. The patient is the head of Libya's environmental agency and had recently returned from Switzerland, an information ministry said in a statement. The government urges everyone to remain calm as health officials continue to search for all those who came in contact with the infected person in order to place them in quarantine. The statement added that Liberian President George Weah will address the country on Monday to announce important new measures that the government will put in place to prevent transmission of coronavirus in the country. Still on the international scene, similarly, Ghana had closed all schools and universities and suspended public events to stop the spread of coronavirus as a string of African nations imposed tighter restrictions to stem the spread of the global pandemic. President Nana Akufo-Addo announced in an address to West African nations that the authorities were shutting schools and universities until further notice. He said public gatherings, including conferences, religious services, sport matches, and political rallies, have also been suspended for 4 weeks. Ghana on Sunday announced it will start barring entry to the country from Tuesday for any non-Ghanaian citizen or resident who within the last 14 days has been to a country that has recorded at least 200 cases. The move came as the authorities reported a rise in the number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 from 2 to 6, with the new cases on arrivals from abroad. Numerous nations in sub-Saharan Africa, including Senegal, Kenya, and South Africa, have begun imposing entry restrictions or closing schools as the continent scrambles to halt the spread of the virus. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Clerics tells Zamfara state government to enforce HIV status before marriage. Cooks have been assured of their payments soon by the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. Lagos government announces 2 billion naira relief fund for victims of Abule Ado explosion. On business, First Bank in merger talks with local and foreign banks. And on the international scene, Liberia confirms first case of coronavirus. That's the news. On behalf of the production crew, Head of News and Current Affairs, Alhaji Ibrahim Garbatini, I am Samira Ibrahim, wishing you a pleasant time. Keep watching Standard Voice Television.